Okay, guys, you know what time it is. So, after that last thing I did about Destiny, I figured it was time for my opinion. Because Destiny has changed a lot since the last DLC, The Taken King. I beat it, plus the other two, and let me tell you what I think of them. So, let's kick this off in high gear with Destiny, shall we? Now, Destiny lacks a story mode somewhat. It does have story elements, but not a strong one. Because if you want to understand the full mythos, you, have to go to the Bungie website and see it for yourself, which is a waste of time for some people. Now, you can pick between one of three classes, and before Taken King, the classes wasn't really that important. But now, it is. So you could choose between the Hunter, Warlock, or Titan. Now most people believe that the Titan, Warlock, and Hunter, the three subclasses which were chosen, are unique because Hunter was speed based, the Titan was a powerhouse, and the Warlock was the mid. Now with the DLC, there's three new subclasses for them. Anyway, multiplayer is a decent part. Basically, well, let's do what we usually do. Story. You are a guardian, one of you that have been chosen by the traveler. That is what they call this omnipotent being. That's now just an eyesore. So basically, it's your job to protect the remaining people, the survivors, from Cabal, Taken, Fallen, Legion, Hive. Okay. Anyway, you do missions, you do a story, and you get through it. Along the way, you meet some memorable characters. But I can't really say much about the story itself, so I will go into some further detail. No, this game doesn't really rely on the story element. This game was an attempt. But seriously, how many games do you know, as she says, requires internet? It's pretty sad. So, mine's a standard. Open up. Low expression for the two DLCs at the time, which I got and beat. Now, what this game comes through is the customization. There's a lot of it, really. You could choose one of three races: Awoken, Exo, or Human. Okay. Male, female. Okay. Weapon types: hand cannon, scout rifle, sniper rifle, pulse rifle, auto rifle, fusion rifle, which I hate. But where this game takes off is the multiplayer. Now, I don't really talk multiplayer often because I don't think it's a mandatory part. But here it somewhat is, because you actually do need. Before Taken King, there was Crucible marks, faction points, and all that. Now it's all legendary marks. How do you get that? You get the legendary marks by, doing specific things or completing specific multiplayer matches, as you do. Well, so anyways, Destiny has become a pretty big game now. From the creators of Halo and the company that bought you, Call of Duty. This is basically a combination of COD and Halo. it's really a good game. I like it personally, but there are problems. Before the Ten King dropped, if you had the House of Wolves, you're fine. But if you didn't have the House of Wolves and you tried to grind, patrol, mission, find stuff, you could get attacked by wolf packs. Basically, it was the public event of the wolves, where they would come down, and if you killed them fast enough, and if you found the chest, you could get some decent items. Well, for those that didn't have the DLC, you couldn't scratch them, and they would spawn where you needed to go, because that's what they did. Now, this is an interesting game. It's an FPS, yet also an MMO. So, how do we take care of this? We discuss it like an MMO, not an FPS. Character customization good, teamwork good, communication, that varies. But for the 6-person raids, you do need to work together. There are only 3 of them. You have Eversomar, Volta Glass, which came with the game. The Quarter's End Wave, which came with Dark Below. And you have the new one, the Taken King. The Fallen King, I believe it's called. I haven't done that one, so I can't say much about it. House of Wolves didn't come with a raid. It came with a Prison of Elders, a survival mode like type, where you and 2 other people survive multiple waves and basically get some good gear. Now, the first time you went through House of the Prison of Elders, you had a 100% chance of an exotic. Now, thanks to the Ten Kings, so much has changed. Exotics now. I hear they don't no longer do quests, but you still have to discover them somehow. It was Morn. She would tell you some stuff here and there. Before Ten Kings, if you were lucky enough to get a gun called Husk of the Pit, you needed an embalming orb to evolve into a purple, because it's a white. So it goes from purple, white, blue, purple, white, purple, exotic. Now, since Ten Kings is out, Elsmore doesn't sell embalming orbs. So, I have no idea how you're supposed to evolve them. They never even mentioned that. So, it's not bad. Before Dark Below and House of Wolves, your level cap was, I believe, 32. Then the light level began. Now, for any year 1 gamer, it was a grind, because that's where the real game began. Specific parts generated more light than others. Excuse me. And that light contributed to your light level. Okay. Now, that Ten Kings out, they revamped it. Everything contributes to your light level. And now the level cap's 40. 40, which you can get to normal. The light level is now a recommended level. See, because the new way requires, I believe, 180 light? No, 280, I believe. 180 to 280. I'm not really certain. I haven't done it myself. Well, weapons, your ghost, and, well, your armor generate to that now. Now, here's an interesting part. Between House of Wolves and Ten Kings, they replaced the voice actor for the ghost. Now, as you know, Peter Dinklage was the ghost. He was called Dinglebot by some. Well, Dinglebot is a long time actor, and he's actually a decent one at that. He's been one of the longest running characters to Game of Thrones, to my knowledge. I believe he's still on there. So, he couldn't focus on Destiny and that. So, he got off of Destiny so he could focus on Game of Thrones, to my knowledge, and they brought in Nolan North, aka Nathan Drake. The luckiest person out, the luckiest person you could ever find. Seriously, that guy gets out more jams than Batman. So basically, there's that. So, well, I found Peter Dinklage to be a nice choice because he was funny yet serious. I find Nolan North, aka the Nolan bot. They should have worked on a better name, but anyway, I found him to be snarky yet cynical. That, for a companion that has a lot of lines in games, that is a pain in the ass. They could have at least gave us an option in the option menu to switch between Peter Dinklage or Nolan North. Give us one. A few bonus features. Bonus facts, you know. If you are a fan of Castle or Firefly, you will know that the Hunter Vanguard is that guy. Yes. Which is a nice thing because I'm actually a fan of both Firefly and Castle. So I was happy about that. A few other people joined in the mix. I don't want to their names, so I'm sorry, but I'm not going to try because I don't want to bond it. But overall, let's get to the rating. Now, Destiny still does have a few problems, connection and all that, but where it is improving. It listens to feedback, it responds, and it's always evolving. Now, I gotta give this game a 9.5. This is the first .5 rating I've ever done. Now, 9.5 means it's almost perfect, but like everything, there are flaws. There will never be a perfect game. This is my highest rated game to my knowledge. I may be wrong. If I said higher, comment below and tell me. Say, hey George, you're a stupid idiot. You said there was a higher one. I'll admit it. This game is customizable, but late they could do a little more. Because in the game you can have armor shaders. Make it so you have weapon shaders. Because some of the weapons now are just blank and pale. It's hideous. So, with that done, since I talked about EXO somewhat, let's go into a game next time that has more EXOs. Next time we're going to Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Until then, I'm the Burning Revealer. I will burn it so you don't have to.